Round 1. Fight!
What's going on, BW Sports One World? It is your boy, The Lion, and we are here with another interview on Combat Zone. First off, can't forget our family, the Rockstar Realty, 317-503-8322. Talk to Shawn or talk to Tucker today. Buying and selling a home, 317-503-8322. Driving for Dyslexia, 317-643-1105. One of the best nonprofit organizations around, and glad to be partnered up with them. Help kids, teach them, learn more about dyslexia. 317-643-1105. If you want to look elite like this, of course, you check out Zach Dirr over at Elite Performance, 765-499-1005. That's right, get your elite on. And Aries Academy, if you're looking to better your depth perception, your reaction time with your eyes and your brain, putting it all together, Aries Academy is where you want to go. 317-537-7433. Now, without further ado, we have a debut, just like he debuted last Friday night at Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship 16. None other than Mr. Ryan Jones. What's going on, brother?
What's up, guys? How you doing, man?
Hey, again, thank you for coming on with us. We're definitely impressed with the win. Before we get into this past Friday night's fight, kind of give the BW Sports One World a little look into your career, where you came from, what you stand for, and all that.
Man, I was boxing since I was about 15 years old, doing just some training and boxing, and then when I joined the Navy, I boxed around a little bit in there. I got out. My buddies were like, "You should try MMA." I'm like, well, what the hell is MMA? And I walked to a gym and trained a little bit, and I fell in love with the sport. But, when I started competing, nobody wanted to stand and throw hands with me, so I struggled with the ground game. And to me, that was just a boring thing to deal with. And I was pretty much going to be done with fighting until I got the call with bare knuckle.
So how did that call come about? Because I know who one of your training partners is the big old Quentin Henry. And, how did that call come about from Nate Shook and David Feldman?
Man, I went to the tryouts, the very first bare knuckle tryouts, I believe in 2018, I think that's when it was, up in Philadelphia. And I had an interview there. I'm hoping that's because they liked what they saw. It took some time, though, and then, a good push from my coach, Quentin Henry, saying, hey, get this guy on the card. And when they finally gave me the shot, I had to try to capitalize on it.
So how is it kind of training, sparring, working with Quentin Henry and a guy that's in his physique? Obviously, I'm not taking anything away from you at all, but we know that Quentin Henry's a big guy. And how is that like training with him?
Man, the way I look at it, dude, it's one of the best things I could ask for. Because, even though he's big, he's skilled and he moves really well. So sparring with a guy that's bigger and stronger than you, almost as fast as you, and hits harder, it makes me work on my attributes in every way possible. So I'm very grateful to have a guy like that in my corner.
That's always good. That's always good. And correct me if I'm wrong, because of your fight, you're actually a part of GOAT management now?
I am, man. I've always fought in like small MMA circuits and never really got a chance to do anything big like this. And so, I mean, having a manager and all that was something new to me. I just, never even thought about having something like that. And they knew that I was wanting to get, contracted with them because I saw what they were doing for Quentin, and I thought it was a good thing to have. And when I guess they were kind of skeptical because they never saw me fight, and I guess they liked what they saw. And when they threw the shirt to me in the ring, that was hey, we want you. And I about cried in the ring right then.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with a grown man crying. That shows emotion.
Oh, I cried backstage. I was happy.
As you should have, man. You were happy. So let's kind of go into this. So leading up to your debut, what's that last week of training, the weigh-ins, the night right before the fight goes off? How are you feeling? Give us that kind of step-by-step throughout that week.
Man, I'll be honest. I mean, I'm nervous every fight. If you're not nervous, you're crazy. But I'm nervous every fight. But for some reason, I was extra nervous for this event. I was kind of just jittery the whole week, just kind of to myself.
So could Quentin tell that? Was he kind of calming you down, trying to just get your mind ready? Because obviously in the fight world, it's not just about physicality. It's definitely a mental chess game in the ring or the cage, however, whatever combat sport you're in.
Man, Quentin helped a lot. The mental part was the biggest part of it. That was the biggest battle because this whole time I'm sitting there thinking, well, what if I get knocked out in 30 seconds? Because, that was what he was preaching. He'd knock me out in 30 seconds. And I'm like, well, what if I do get embarrassed in front of the whole wide world? Because this is the first time fighting on a big stage. And, Quentin, with his experience and everything, he was able to talk me through it and kind of keep my calm down. And he's like, look, you're better than you're talking about. And he says, no one's going to break into your house and whoop your ass in 30 seconds. So don't expect that in the ring. And I said, okay. And then the second the fight started, I felt at home.
Good. Now, kind of start about that fight. Obviously, Eric Thompson's a big guy. Yeah. And, you walk into him, he's built like a brick shit house. We all know that. Going in there, taking that first punch from Thompson, how did that feel? Where did that put your mind at right then?
All right, so I'm taking punches from Quentin Henry pretty often. And, granted, he's got a lot of control sparring with him, but when that dude hits, he can hit hard. And so I wasn't too worried about the power. I was just more worried about, just performing great and being embarrassed. But when he threw that first shot and I ate it and kept coming forward, I saw him get nervous. I saw him like, oh, crap, it's just going to be a long night for me. And it would have been.
Yeah. Well, let's start talking about that. It would have been. Because obviously, fighting is not for everybody. And I don't care if you look like the Incredible Hulk or you look like a stick. It depends on where your heart is and where everything is aligned together going into a fight. I know watching that fight, any fighter, and in your instance, you were getting very frustrated with the way the fight was going. I mean, round one, you come in, you guys are kind of exchanging for a minute, and then all of a sudden, there's nothing coming at you except for haymakers, and it looked like they were very telegraphed. That's why you were able to either A, eat it, or B, move from it and not get touched by it. And obviously, looking at you, you weren't touched very many times. The times you were, obviously you felt it. It is a bare knuckle. Kind of give us the feeling on how your perspective was by the end of round one, and then we'll kind of go into round two.
I believe it's that mental thing we were talking about. I believe, I was nervous before the fight. I guess his confidence was extreme high in his ability. He was counting on that knockout early, and so I think he underestimated me. And then the second he realized I was able to withstand his punches, I think he broke mentally, and then that's when he started panicking.
I couldn't agree with you more. Now, looking at it from my perspective, I'm not in there anymore. I've taken punches and kicks and all that in MMA and kickboxing and boxing. Not in bare knuckle. I'm sorry, not a legal bare knuckle fight, but obviously I've been hit with bare knuckles in my past before. When somebody, and this is my opinion, and I want you to correct me if I'm wrong or agree and kind of elaborate on this. Ryan, when somebody comes in and is looking for that 30-second knockout and they see, like you said, they look at you, they hit you, and you see you coming back at them, and that look in their eye of, I don't know if it's fear, I don't know if it's nervousness, but I think it's a combination of both. When somebody is sitting there throwing haymakers and slipping continuously, in my opinion, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, in my opinion, that's telling you as the opponent, that guy's given up already.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy was throwing punches and he literally quit. Every time he hit the ground, I think it was because he was totally gassed. He wasn't expecting to go that long, obviously, and he couldn't do anything about it. So he had to take those quick 2-3 second rests.
Yeah, I agree. I think when I kept coming forward with his eating his shots, and then after that first round, I think he was broke mentally. After that first round, he was broke. Because I mean, I've heard a couple of his interviews where he didn't expect it to go past the first round. And to me, I'm training for a guy who's supposed to be, willing to punch on me for 5 rounds just in case. I think the second he broke mentally, I mean, because your nerves go high, so then you're going to be breathing faster and everything. I think he wore himself out, and with him being gassed and just mentally broken, he wanted out. And so he was trying to find a way to get out.
So, with that MMA background, how hard was it for you to stop when you seen him go down about the 5th time that he slipped? How hard was it really for you to not just start going at it and just doing that ground and pound?
Man, there was a couple times where he went down and it almost looked like he went down in turtle position. And I wanted to just like overhook the back and start throwing ground and pound just because it was robbing me of the chance to shine. I'm normally pretty controlled though. I'm normally like, if I see the guy's hurt and he's down, I'll back up. But it was like anytime I started building myself up, I had to stop, and it wasn't fair.
No, it wasn't. It's not fair to you. It's not fair to the fans who want to see a real fight, and it's not fair. It's not fair to the organization. Obviously, and this has nothing to do. No shots taken towards Nate Shook. He's a damn good matchmaker, but.
Wow.
There's just some things that you don't know about fighters, like their mental capacity, like their heart. You see what you can at tryouts, you see what you can from videos and clips and stuff like that, but you don't know really until you put them in there. Again, not taking shots to Nate because Nate did his job. He put another phenomenal card following that Knucklemania. I told somebody the other day this was like Knucklemania 2.0 because of how stacked the card was. Going into that break in between rounds 1 and 2, before that, I think that if I'm remembering correctly, you you did hit the ground for a second, and then you got hit while you were down, and he kind of patted you on the head. That's I am correct. Okay, so when that happened and your opponent pats you on the head, yeah, I know he's saying, oops, I'm sorry, blah, 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 blah. How does that make a fighter feel inside?
When he hit me, I wasn't even that mad that he hit me when I went down because used to it from MMA. I was at first I was like, is he being an asshole or is he just like legitimately sorry? But I just kind of at that point I kind of felt like I still had it beat. I was like, all right, you got me wobble for a second, but I'm back up, and I was just waiting to finish him. So I wasn't even really worried about his mindset at that point. I was just like, all right, I'm gonna bust you in a second, and it is what it is at that point.
Yeah. So what is your going into the break in between rounds 1 and 2? What's your corner telling you? What was the feeling in the corner for that minute?
Stay calm. I was eating some punches I shouldn't have got hit with. I mean, I'm normally way quicker than that, and normally I like to counter. There's times I got tired of waiting to counter because he would either stand really still and not throw anything, or I'd have to eat a couple just to hit him. So it was just, I felt like I was getting frustrated, getting caught with punches I shouldn't get caught. So they were telling me to watch for that and just be a little bit more patient.
Well, again, I mean, you came out, you did what you needed to do, regardless of how the opponent was or not. You got your hand raised. You gained management from GOAT Management. Great guys down there. Vince and Scott give you props, totally 100%. And kind of looking forward. What's next on your agenda? What's next? What would you like to see for Ryan Jones' next fight?
Man, all right. So my long-term goal is always to climb as high as I can climb. If your goal isn't to be a champion, then I don't know why you want to be in there. Yep. But I really want the fans to be able to see what I can do. I'm not claiming to be the best, but I feel like if I got a chance to truly throw punches back and forth for somebody, people can see what what I can do, and that's what I'm really wanting to show everybody.
So who do you have your eyes on looking up next in the 185-pound division?
Man, I don't know. They talked about me going down 175. I'll fight heavyweight at this point. I don't care. Just I don't care who the opponent is. Whatever helps me climb that ladder. So whoever Nate Shook says is next for me, that's what I want.
So would you be comfortable with dropping down another 10 pounds to 175? Or I mean, how do you think that would go?
They talked. They talked to me about it. Quentin and they were saying, let's see how you feel. Do like a test cut to 175 to see how you do. So I wouldn't do it just at spur of the moment and see how I perform. I'm gonna take these next few months to kind of cut myself down and see how I do. And if I feel solid at 175, I'll give it a shot. If not, I'm gonna stay at 185.
There you go. What are you usually walking around on?
I'm about 198, 200 pounds, right around 200, just walking average.
Okay, so not a major.
Oreos.
And Oreos are good, man, but I will say that nowadays, man, they're making them smaller and smaller.
I have to get the double stuff, bro.
That's the only way to go, man. That's the only way to go. All right, so do you have anybody? And I'm doing the media thing now because the media has to do this. Do you have anybody in mind that you would like to fight, whether it be 175, 185, or whatever weight you want to fight at?
Yeah, Joey Beltran. That'd be cool.
Perfect. There you go. Let's go for the title. Go for the top. All right. There you go. Okay. Real quick, we do rapid knockout. This is a series of 5 questions. Has absolutely nothing to do with fighting, and just a spur of the moment. You ready?
Let's do it.
All right. Number 1, favorite food.
Seafood.
Besides Oreos.
Seafood.
Seafood. Okay. Any specific seafood?
Shrimp.
I love shrimp. God, I love shrimp.
Yeah,
Second, other than fighting and training, what's your favorite hobby?
Spend time with my daughter.
Absolutely love that. And you said she's 7, 8?
Yeah, she's right over here. She's 7.
And she's going on 21 really quick, right?
Yes, sir. Going to 21 really fast.
I totally understand that. Like we said earlier, yeah, I'm right on board with you. Whether it be genre, artist, or group, favorite music. What's on Ryan Jones' playlist?
Rock, man. I love rock.
Favorite? Okay. Throw it out there. Give me 3 of them that you like.
I like old school and I like kind of modern. So I like Kansas was one of my favorite bands back in the day.
Okay.
AC/DC.
Okay.
And I like Disturbed.
Ah, I like that. There you go. Number 4. Other than fighting, if you could pick a sport to go in, what's your favorite sport?
Man, track. I was pretty quick back in the day.
All right. What's your favorite sport to watch other than fighting, like on TV and stuff when you get a chance?
Other than fighting? Normally I like playing, but I like watching football.
Okay. Who's your team?
Thanks, man.
Kind of figured that.
Boy.
I kind of figured that. I had to say. So how do you feel about the end of the era for Drew Brees?
Man, baby, hang on a second, okay? She's like wanting the attention. Here she is right here.
Hi.
Say hey. All right. To your question, man, you got to respect someone's greatness, no matter what sport it is. And so Drew Brees had a phenomenal career. And so to constantly want him back would be, not jealous, selfish of me. So I'm happy to watch him go out with a, great career.
Is Jameis Winston going to be your starting quarterback in this season?
Boy, I don't know.
Honestly, I thought Russell Wilson was going to head down south, but we'll see.
Yeah, man. I don't know what's going to happen, man. All I can do is hope for a good year because sometimes we'll start out great and then our year just kind of drops off on us, man.
Well, let me fill you in on something. I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan, so I know wholeheartedly what you're saying.
Yeah, man. There's nothing wrong with the Eagles, man.
Not in my opinion. Unfortunately, I have about 6 family members that are Dallas Cowboy fans. So twice a year we have a hell of a rivalry going on.
It's on them.
Not everybody can be the smart family member.
That's
okay?
right. Smart one. There you go.
Last but not least, whether it be personal or in the sports realm or any other realm, role model. Favorite role model.
Oof.
This one usually hits people.
Yeah, man. I hope I ain't got to be quick with that one. Hang on.
Nope. No, hey, this is just called Rapid Knockout because I'm throwing you 5 questions that you have no clue what I'm throwing
You
out.
said
So,
sports or personal?
whether it be a personal role model that you had growing up, whether it be, you know, somebody that you looked at in the sports world, you know, kind of give, or if you have 2.
My grandfather, man. That man, he pretty much raised me, and so I say that he taught me all the morals and values that I have today. And so definitely my grandfather.
And obviously those morals and values are speaking highly of him through you because you seem to be a very down-to-earth gentleman. You seem to be polite. You know, I don't know you in person, but from whatever I've seen, read, heard, outstanding individual, and I want to thank you for that.
Man, thank you, dude. I appreciate that.
No problem. No problem. So, floor is yours. Sponsors, shout outs, anything you want to throw out there, it's yours, brother.
Man, I want to thank GOAT for picking me up, dude. The guys are great. I love Vince and Scott. My sponsors, 5 Star Nutrition, phenomenal people. I want to thank my coach, Quentin Henry, and all my teammates, family, and friends. And I just want to thank the fans because I'll be back putting on a show for y'all, I promise.
We cannot wait to see you back. Ryan Jones, again, folks, he is a rising star. Pay attention. BKFC, you're going to see this guy for a number of times, and he may be wearing that gold around his waist sometime soon. Ryan, thanks again for joining us at Combat Zone and BW Sports 1. Check out all the happenings at BWSPORTS1.com. And we are out 7:30 Eastern Standard Time every Friday night. Check out Combat Zone. And we will see you later. Ryan, thanks again.
You rock, man. Thank you.